Hello everypony and welcome back to My Little Pony What Works. As with last season, a new writer, or should I say writers, are tackling the third episode of the season with Castle Sweet Castle. Let's have a look at what Joanna Lewis and Christine Sonko bring to the table. The main five are starting to realize that Twilight is being overly helpful doing menial tasks all day, to the point where she doesn't want to go home to her castle. The next morning, Twilight admits she's been avoiding the castle because it doesn't feel like home. So, the rest of the girls decide to spruce up the place while Twilight is out. The best way to describe the story structure for this episode is clunky, but necessary. The best parts of the episode are the first and third acts. Here, the humor and emotional moments were the strongest. The second act felt drawn out, focusing on stalling Twilight from going back to the castle, and the rest of the main six struggling to make the castle feel like home. However, it's sort of necessary to have the second act be drawn out to a degree in order for the remaining five to reach their epiphany in the third act. It's kind of why I don't like Return of Harmony as much as everyone else. It's a necessary evil for the story it's trying to tell. While we're on the subject of necessary evils, let's initially talk about the rest of the main six. First of all, Rainbow needs to go to an AA meeting. It's only because we care. Second, Rarity and Applejack. Caps Lock brought up the good point in his collaboration with Camgo's pony that Rarity and Applejack, the pony who fulfills clientele requests and the most practical and sensible pony respectively, seem to ignore those traits, instead making the castle feel like their home. While that is valid, I only ask, did it hurt the episode's message in any way? Not really. Sure, AJ probably could have avoided spreading dirt across the dining hall, but the fact that everyone focused on making it home for themselves and not for Twilight still has a message ring true. As for Fluttershy and Pinkie Pie, both were enjoyable to watch and in character, as was Spike. For Twilight, I'll save her for the entertainment value. What to say about the technical aspect? The sunset of Fluttershy's look really cool. And, I think the Rootmobile looked nice. Yeah, visually speaking, outside of those bits and some new facial expressions, nothing really stood out animation-wise. The song this episode, Make This Castle a Home, I have the same feeling towards Generosity from last season. Clunky and awkwardly written first portion, but emotionally driven reprise. And without the first portion, we wouldn't have the much better reprise. As a result, I'm ambivalent towards the song. Oh my god, you made Bulk Biceps funny. You two are officially on my good side. And it wasn't just Bulk Biceps. Pinkie Pie once again took the pancakes and ate it when it came to the humor. Hell, Spike had a couple of funny moments as well. Now shifting entertainment from comedy to feels, it's good to see the lady writers, that's their Twitter handle by the way, tackle the giant elephant in the room of Twilight losing her home and moving into the castle. While I've never been in a situation like this outside of college, I completely understand what Twilight must be feeling. Losing a home and moving to someplace new is hard. It's no wonder she's been trying to avoid it in the episode. I didn't notice this at first, but there were two morals learned in this episode. The obvious one, home is where the heart is, was learned by the remain five. Simple but valuable moral, and reflected well nonetheless. The other moral was mediated to Twilight by the Mobile. In a follow-up to the previous moral, it wasn't the treehouse specifically that made it home, but rather the memories made in it that made the tree home. And with the Mobile installed, it'll help Twilight make new memories while being inspired by her old ones. Okay, I'll admit it, this made me tear up a little. And so we recap. While the story structure is drawn out in the second act, it's functional to get the message across at the end. Characters have their questionable moments, but not enough to break the episode or its messages. Technically speaking, nothing really stood out with one or two exceptions. Not a fan of the song, but I don't hate it either. The humor and emotion is strong with the new writers, and it has two good morals that hit you in the heart. Overall, I give Castle Sweet Castle 3 out of 4 stars. Next time, it's Bloom and Gloom. I'll give you 3 guesses to who's the focus of that episode. Until then, I'm the voice of reason, and I'll see you next time.